I'm just following him.
Turn on Twitch, let's have some fun. Dana's kitchen has begun. She's whipping up the very best with bartender, drink more, cook less. He's the tech guy, Robbie, Randy, Roy. Rocky is the bestest boy. The food is great, come grab a plate. The show's starting, so don't be late. Dana's kitchen.
Ooh, you could make pita dough.
I look ridiculous.
Hello, happy Thursday and a belated happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. We took Sunday off so that we could just hang with Robbie's mom, and I could frankly do nothing before that because I didn't even cook. But welcome in everybody and welcome to Dane's Kitchen. And hello Andy, it's good to see you here. And I wanted to say thank you, let's see, Ami no Momi. Did I say that right? I don't know. I'm going to put you up on the refrigerator. Thank you so much for that sub. And, drink more, cook less. All right. You know what? You can write your own star. Here, pick a star. Here's a pen.
Is it too late to undo it?
That is Robbie, Randy, Ricky, Roy. Drink more, cook less. Scrat, whatever you want to call him. My tech guy, my sometimes dishwasher, logistical elevation technician, sous chef, bartender, all the above. So thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Today, as almost executive producer, no, he wants that term, golden flare, but he
or Canara suggested producer extraordinaire.
So everybody needs to stop giving Robbie, promotions without me being involved. Anyway, maybe he'll make it to executive producer someday. Anyway, so kamikaze temp chef, sure, we can add that to the list. I'm good with that. So today, as you guys know, Robbie and I took a trip. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for that gift sub to Carberry. Okay, can you make another star for Ami no Momi that's for gift subs? And I forgot to bring the stickers in here. I don't have stickers. I'll have to go get those. Hydrate. Oh my gosh, I'm never going to get through my intro. Here we go. Hydrating, doggy daddy. When he feels like it. Sometimes he doesn't like Rocky. Rocky deserves that. Rocky deserves it 100%. So you must keep the streamers moist. Excellent. I hope you are in Chef John Lung's stream sometimes, and you make sure you let him know that. And you can say Dana sent you. He'll love it. He'll just love it. So Robbie and I were recently in Europe. We spent a lot of time in Italy, and I did this years ago. I did this probably a couple of years ago. We're coming up on 4 years on Twitch. I think it's actually today, but nothing has popped up saying it's my streamiversary. So I don't know, but it was somewhere around middle May 4 years ago. So 4 years on Twitch. Crazy, right? So I think about 2 or 3. It would have been 2 years ago, I would have done the 4 mother sauces of Rome. And there are 4 mother sauces of Rome, and they're Cacio E Pepe, pasta Alla Gricia, pasta alla Triciana, and pasta alla carbonara. So we're going to be making all 4 of those, and you can see how they can kind of build on one another. Section stuff, I don't know, right name for it, the creator page. Yes, we did look everywhere and we didn't see it, so maybe they just forgot about me. It's fine. What's up, Ammo? And just to make things a little bit more exciting today, I've decided to wear white. More thrills. What's going to happen? Actually, I'm going to wear an apron, but I don't usually wear white because I'm a really messy cook sometimes. So it'll have the affiliate anniversary stuff, right? Which would probably is about 2 weeks after I started. So What pasta are you serving with them? That is such a great question, Andy, and let's talk about that. I did get guanciale. First of all, Michael, I did get guanciale for the amatriciana. Actually, we're not going to be using it for the, it's expensive, and I didn't get to make it down to the Italian grocery store because that's about a 30-minute drive. I would have gotten it there cheaper. At my regular grocery store, super expensive because it's already cut up and it's in the little plastic things, not the way I like to buy it. So I have enough to do the Gricia and to do the carbonara, but not to do the amatriciana. So for the amatriciana, we're gonna use pork belly. Not what I would really like to use, but that's what I got. So we're gonna be using that. You could use bacon in a pinch, but thick cut, don't like get really super thin bacon. You want like chunks, like more like lardons of whatever pork product you're using. Alla carbonara, it is carbonara. It is, and we're going to be doing things in the traditional way, other than with the Cacio E Pepe. I'm going to add a tiny bit of butter. That is not traditional. Traditionally, Cacio E Pepe is pasta. It is the pasta water. It is pecorino romano and salt and pepper, and that's it. And you really don't need salt because the cheese is salty enough. So yeah, so we're gonna add a tiny bit of butter. So we're gonna add another little ingredient in there. So it works just fine. That's what I'm going with, Michael. That's what I got. Now I'm gonna have to do something with that pork belly because I pulled it out of the freezer, so I can't put it back in the freezer because we're not gonna need it all. It's a lot of pork belly. It's a lot. So I'll come up with something. You can always come up with something. Ooh, I could confit the pork belly and we could have pork belly tacos.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, that sounds good. Homemade bacon for a future stream, maybe. But I'm thinking like confit it for tacos. I'll think about it. I don't know. I don't have to decide right now. So Andy asked me, what pasta are we going to be using today?
All of it?
And this is a really important thing because when you go get Italian cooking, it's really pretty simple, most of the dishes. There are some that are complicated. If you do a good puttanesca, good bolognese, they're a little more, hey, let's see, little tri-palette. Did I say that right?
Or a little triple.
Little triple lot, okay. I hopefully am not going to trip a lot. That would be bad. But thank you for that follow. Welcome in. Okay, so the ingredients they use are so good. That's what makes Italian cooking really amazing, especially the everyday dishes that you see there, right? So these are the 4 mother sauces. I want to talk about the ingredients a little bit first before we start cooking. Let's talk about pasta first. Now, if we go to the grocery store, 5 ingredients, 5 steps. Just as you're playing with yourself. I like it. 5 ingredients. Wouldn't that be great? Like if we could just make stuff with 5 ingredients. So let's talk about pasta. Here in the United States, we are so very, very good at making things very fast that will stay stable on the shelf forever and ever. Unfortunately, it's not usually great for us, right, to have. And pasta is one of those things that suffered in the making here in the United States. Do I go and buy a cheap pasta? I do. I use it. But I've leaned way more into spending a little bit more money on my pasta or making our own pasta so that I know what's in it and how it's made, right? So if you're buying dried pasta, here in the United States, we have a tendency to put the pasta in dryers and try to really quick dry it, and we're not using the same quality wheat, generally speaking. I'm not saying all American pasta is bad. It's not. There's some people who stick to traditional methods, but a lot of it is made going through an extruder for our spaghettis and our bucatinis and our fettuccinis. They're going through extruders that are Teflon coated. Well, we all know Teflon's not good for us. And if you don't know Teflon's not good for us, I'm here to tell you Teflon's not good for you. John, tell you say something back to you. Yes, exactly. Tequila is poopy. That sounds like something he might say to me. Yeah, See, I love John. He's great. So we use Teflon for a lot of our stuff. We'll use a Teflon coated thing. It makes the pasta faster. It's easier to clean, all that good stuff. The traditional method, other than making it by hand and rolling it making it for mass consumption to dry, is to put it through a bronze extruder. It's rougher. It makes the edges of the pasta rougher. This is good for multiple reasons, and mostly it's because it has more surface area to soak up more of the flavors of the sauces that you're using in them. So yeah, it tastes better. It tastes better because it's taking on the flavors of the things that we have put into our sauces. Who wouldn't want that? Who wants pasta that doesn't taste like anything, right? So the other thing that they do in the traditional methods is they take a long time to dry the pasta. So pasta will take anywhere from 24 to 48 hours to dry rather than an hour or two, because they don't put dryers on it, they let it dry naturally. So this just makes a better pasta for you guys. Papel pasta makers, and let us know if it's good or not. Are you buying? Are you buying? Because isn't that expensive? I would love to have a professional pasta extruder, don't get me wrong. It's just, where does it go? And
that's almost the bigger problem.
Yeah, and then on top of that, can it make gluten-free pasta for me? So there's this. Go store and see texture on more expensive pastas. You'll notice the cheaper pasta is a lot more uniform looking without the rougher texture. Exactly, right? If you ever picked up spaghetti and you put it in your hand, it just kind of slips out. It's probably extruded by Teflon, quickly dried. If you get it from somebody who's made it in Italy, you'll see it'll actually say on the they'll say bronze bronze dyes. This one says bronze dyes. Now this one is interesting. I have this fettuccine from De Cecco, and it says bronze drawn texture. Now I think that that's a word that makes you think it went through a bronze thing, but they didn't do it through a bronze thing. They decided to add extra texture, so it's kind of like it. I don't know for sure. Maybe you guys know somebody who works here and can answer that. But that's kind of weird that it wouldn't say bronze cut or bronze dye on it. When you see that, it's using a bronze extruder to make the pasta, and you get that texture that Uncommon Wolf was talking about there. It was a 90s infomercial product. So not a good one.
Or is that up there with like the just set it?
Just set it, forget it. Okay, so we're not going to use this pasta tonight because I actually have another fettuccine anyway. So we're going to be using, actually I don't. I have linguine. We're going to be using linguine. And we're also going to be using bucatini. You can use spaghetti. If you see spaghetti alla chitarra, that means that it's used strings to cut it rather than a die. So they've rolled it out and they've used strings to cut it into the things. So all of those words that you see on especially higher quality pasta, they mean something. They mean something. So I'm going to have mine with a gluten-free pasta, but I'm only probably going to make one or two of them with some gluten-free pasta for me. Here's the problem with making any of these dishes with gluten-free pasta. You need the gluten to develop all four of these sauces. And so if you don't have the gluten, if you don't have the pasta water that's got the starches in it, I mean, maybe you get enough starch with this, I don't know. But you need that, not the gluten, but you need the starch and the water. So to make your pasta sauces. So let's start with the I also want to talk about cheese because that was pasta. The other thing about making any of the Roman mother sauces is that I've seen this happen a lot in the United States, in particular, is that we use Parmigiana instead of Pecorino. So Parmesan is a milk cheese. Pecorino just by itself means sheep cheese. It can be any kind of sheep cheese. It just means sheep cheese. Pecorino Romano is the harder cheese that is very much like it's made in Lazio, and it is kind of like the Parmesan, but it has a grassier kind of flavor to it. So can you use Parmigiana in all of these dishes? Absolutely. You're just going to change the flavor from the original kind of traditional way of making it. You may only have access to it. This is a must. It's a must to make these. You have to use fresh grated cheese. If you don't use fresh grated cheese, if you use cheese that's already in a container and it's got anti-caking things in it, and it's just not gonna melt, and you're just not gonna get that nice glossy, yummy texture to your sauces. So we'll make sure that we're using freshly grated cheese. So I've got Pecorino Romano. Let's see here. Over the Pino spaghetti, you'll notice that the pasta has a slightly rough feel. The result of the rough extrusion, although technological progress has offered faster and cheaper solutions, they continue to use bronze-drawn plates, to defend the processing method. Well, there you go. So they are using, it sounds like they are using bronze dies for it. Too long, didn't read. So basically, Michael, she's saying that I asked if that's what that meant.
Hey, what you believe?
And, or they, Uncommon Wolf, I don't know why I always make assumptions, and that it is using the bronze dies for that one as well. Hello, Witchy Boy, how are you doing? Hello, I am doing well. It is nice outside, it's a little warm and humid, but I'm not gonna complain because it's only gonna get worse. Is AI generated? Yeah, could be. So, okay. So the first one we're gonna do is Cacio E Pepe, because it is the simplest one. I've got some water over here that's heating up. I'm gonna get it to a boil. And we're only just gonna use kind of one pot, and I'm gonna make the pasta as we go for each dish so that it's fresh. The other thing when you're making pasta dishes like this is you're always gonna wanna put the pasta into the sauce, which means you need to stop cooking the pasta about 2 minutes ahead of time so that you get that nice, so it doesn't get overcooked on there. You're a male, yeah, sorry. He gave us there you go. I just, in my head, when I read a name, I automatically do, and Robbie's always like, how do you know that? And I'm like, I do not know. All right, so we're gonna do, this is gonna be around 2 servings for the Cacio E Pepe, and we're gonna start by grating out about 1 ounce of our Pecorino Romano. My water over here is lightly salted because we are adding a salty cheese to it, okay? All right, so as I was saying, Pecorino means sheep cheese. Romano means that it's in the style of being made in Lazio. I'm gonna pull that off. Oh, look, it's already boiling. Look at that. I'm not ready for you yet. Sorry. This is the one that I'm going to do a slightly different. We're gonna add a little bit of butter to our, I'm gonna actually use this butter because this is better butter, so that we can put our pepper in there and kind of get the pepper started getting flavored up. But technically, traditionally, you wouldn't be putting any butter in this at all. I need a knife. My knives are over here. I don't know why I'm walking the other direction. Does Dana know what she's doing? And how much do I need? I need about a tablespoon. This is roughly, it's probably a little less than a tablespoon. It's fine. It's fine, Robbie. And then boil the pasta water.
Did you see that?
See what? And you'll know it for yourself. I trust you. I trust you. I 100% trust you. All right, so we need an ounce of
Same here. Give me
Pecorino
pasta,
Romano.
I'm sold.
It's easy sell. I probably should start getting Robbie on grading some of this for me. Because an ounce doesn't sound like a lot, but as Robbie can attest, when I ask him to do Parmesan or anything, it's actually a lot, right?
Parmesan's actually not too bad. It's still the other cheeses that
So you
makes
get
me
an
want
ounce?
to buy a better grater.
You are welcome to buy another grater. So a microplane is a great way to do this.
Hey, Wolf Mom.
Wolf Mom, hello. I'm gonna get my workout in. Oops, I've only got 1/4 of an ounce here. It's a Robbie appearance. Oof, I think I have enough pecorino. I waited. I thought I would have enough today. Hello, Megabytes. How are you? I need to get some dates for you. Okay, wait. Let's bloom this pepper. Now this is Cacio E Pepe, so we want pepper. We want lots of pepper in there. All right. And you want freshly ground pepper.
It's today the day we get Megabytes over here.
We're making 4 different pasta sauces. You coming? All right. I'm just going to let that sit there. I've turned the heat off. That should be enough heat for the oils from the pepper to start releasing, right? That's why we toast spices, to get the some of the oils going. It adds a little more flavor to them. So that's what we're doing there.
That's exciting, Megabytes.
Anniversary, yay! You know you will not. You absolutely will not. This is a lot. I'm probably going to have to switch to Parmesan because I didn't pick up more Pecorino Romano either. I may not have enough for all of them. I don't know how this is weighing less than when I weigh it as a whole thing. How's that working? How does that happen?
Other than you spilling it on the floor or off to the side of the scale?
But I'm not. I'm just not.
It's true. You're right.
It weighs less when I do this. You weren't in the Discord. Get in there. He's about to lose an arm wrestle, probably. All right.
That has been fixed. I got the notification. Let's join the server. I know, right? It's hard work.
I know. I'm going to hand this over to you to just start grading stuff
I've
for
got
the
all
other dishes.
stars. Hey, we need like subs and bits, so I have a job to do with the stars, guys. I don't want to have to ground the cheese.
A pound of bricks definitely weighs more than a pound of feathers, Uncommon Wolf. What should you stuff your ravioli with? I mean, you could do like ricotta with some cheese. You could do mushrooms. You could do some, like, how long do you want it to take? What do you like? You want to braise something for a few hours? You can braise some beef or pork. So yummy.
She's making it rain over there.
Whew. Look, I'm not quite at an ounce yet. Yeah, I'm not going to have enough. I needed, I think, 4 to 5 ounces. So we may be making some with Parmesan tonight, which is okay. It's just one way to do it. This is the traditional way. And if you go to Rome, uh-oh. Why did you just do that? All right.
What happened?
It turned off on me.
Yep.
See,
yep.
and now I can't turn it on because now it's going to tear to the...
Yep. That got me a few weeks ago.
So yay. All right, let's get that back to a boil, and then we're going to put our pasta in there. And I do want to weigh my pasta for this as well. And I think for the Cacio E Pepe, we're going to use our bucatini. I actually really like bucatini. I like that it's hollow on the inside and it can take on some of the sauce on the inside of the pasta. Time for my ricotta spinach, some sausage and seasoning. That sounds delicious. Do I need a new battery? All right, I need 4 ounces of pasta for this. Let's see. We'll be making like 1 serving here. So bucatini, let me get this in the water here. That's close enough. 3.98, is that close enough? All right, don't break your pasta. Oops, I say as I break a pasta. I didn't mean to break a pasta.
Just got unfriended.
Italians might not like you if you break your pasta.
Yeah, sorry, Andy. With her doing 4 sauces, I don't think we had a drink planned for tonight specifically.
No, but he can make a Negroni or something if he feels like it.
Or I can grab you a beer out of the fridge. We got some left over from the stringer party.
All right, so bucatini, I don't know. Can we see this? Maybe not. It wants to focus on these bowls down here.
Focus on anything except what you wanted to focus on.
Hello, hello, hello. Oh, it likes these bowls too much.
Well, they're shiny.
I know. All right. Bucatini, it has a little hole in the middle. It's not going to let me show you. But it's hollow in the middle. So, don't rinse the pasta. Yes, don't rinse the pasta. Everybody, never rinse your pasta. I don't know when that started. Did that start when people were like, carbs are bad? You're rinsing off the starch, which is the thing that makes the sauce stick to the pasta. Right here in the United States, at least when I was growing up, I don't know about you guys, but when I was growing up, spaghetti was, pasta was plopped on your plate, and then sauce was plopped on top of the pasta, right? You're gonna get pieces of spaghetti that don't have sauce on it. It's not a great way to do it. So you wanna put it in a pot.
I'm familiar with this problem, Dana.
You're familiar with it?
Yeah, I did everything wrong when I made pasta back in the day.
But that's how we learned how to do it, right? And oil in the, you don't need oil in the pasta, right? Yeah, right. Hello, Lennox, how are you doing? How are you doing? A straw pasta. So, look for bronze die cut pasta, because that'll help the pasta stick, or help the sauce stick to your pasta. And try and choose things that are Italian because they've been dried over a longer period of time and dried naturally, like they have been for centuries. All right, I'm gonna let that cook for a few minutes. I wanna see how many this tells me till it's al dente. It says our pasta is air dried in temperature controlled chambers for up to 56 hours. So, and it's made with durum wheat semolina and pure spring water.
Hey, Jedi.
It's not telling me, boil the pasta.
Anytime, Lanny.
And it doesn't tell me how long. That's interesting, because it says boil it for up until 1 minute short of when it tells you to do. It doesn't. Boil the pasta in abundant salted water. Stir gently every now and then to prevent sticking. Taste for doneness 1 minute before the indicated cooking time on the package. And I do not see a time on here. Those are the directions. Wouldn't the time be in the directions? We'll just taste it. So we want it to be slightly south of al dente. So like pasta, boiled it and then rinsed it. You shoved all your food, all your food into my food channel. Yay! I love that. I love looking at other people's dishes. It's great. So I'm gonna say with the bucatini, because it's pretty thick, we probably need 5 to 7 minutes on that. Pasta's like eggs, okay? If you cook it to when it's done in the pan or in the pot, it will be overcooked when you wanna eat it. So I'm going to throw my cheese into this bowl. And then I'm gonna give it to Robbie and he can...
Eat it?
Nope, not the cheese. I'm gonna give you the empty bowl.
Oh, that sounds less exciting.
With the cheese and the grater.
Wait, what?
Whew.
I've gone from like, yay, to no.
There's still gonna be 4 different pasta dishes with gluten in them for you to eat, so. Italians are known to throw away a whole pan of pasta if it's overdone. Exactly. On Punky Brewster, Henry and the teacher were trying to figure it out. They said it on, if it sticks to the wall, it's done. Yes, I've seen people do that.
I've seen a lot of people do that.
He was excited for just a minute. He's like, ooh, cheese. Yay.
I like cheese.
He likes grating it less.
I like it less when I have to make it
maybe
into tiny pieces.
Maybe we should find an automatic grater for Robbie and give it to him for his birthday in August. So we've got our pepper in here and we've got a little butter and we're gonna add a little pasta water to it. And I'm just gonna keep using this because this same pasta water, we may have to add a little more water to it because the more starches that are in it, the better it makes your sauces.
Looking forward to
the tooth, yes. Soon we shall be sharing a dish. I know. I'm thinking like the beginning of June. Hopefully tonight I'll remember to send you some dates because Megabytes is going to come over because I want to do my first ever on stream. I'm going to call it dinner party where I have somebody over here and they can help me cook or not help me cook, but we're going to cook something special for my dinner guest and do that so that and I'm excited to try to figure that out. So Megabytes gets to be my guinea pig.
Are you sure you want to come over?
Hard. Words are hard. Guinea pig. Because it ruined the whole thing. I was going to laugh evil and all that, but when I can't even say the words, it's bad.
It's like that commercial last night, Dana.
Which one?
What you call me?
What you call me? So funny. What was that for? Geico?
That'd
it
be
was the
fun.
screaming goat. Traveling food. Oh, that would be so great. I have another idea, and people have said they'd help me with it, and I'm struggling to find time to sit down and really do it. My original major, for those of you who don't know, in college was radio, TV, film. I think that's perfect. Okay. We're going to turn that on. We're going to turn that down. We're going to get our pasta out. Now, when I make pasta, I very, very rarely, unless I'm making a ton of it, put it in a strainer. I usually just use tongs, sometimes a spider. What happened?
Stream Deck decided to die.
Oh, that's not good.
Well, fine.
My Stream Deck is still alive. Anyway, I figure I'm gonna have to put pasta water in here anyway, so I might as well not try to drain all of the pasta. Just put it in there. And before I burn the pasta, let's get some pasta water in here.
See if it's back up now. Nope. Oh, you're gonna have to change the camera, Dana.
Uh-oh. That's not good. All right. Toss up briefly. Yes, we've done that. So now we're going to try and get a little of that pepper on all the parts.
So that's one way to get around that problem, I guess.
What? Oh, you don't have a kitchen? No, I would love that. So I was thinking of maybe doing a documentary on food and drink streamers, but I haven't had time to actually storyboard it on what I want to do. I've started thinking about it, but I have so many things I want to do. I want to do a cookbook with you guys and have it be a community cookbook that we're all working on together. And I want to do, and then there's that pesky job thing that I have to do. All right, so we've got pasta water and pepper in here. We're going to add some of this cheese, but not all of it, about half of it. Okay, we're going to toss it and get that cheese on every piece of pasta while it melts. Some people are like, you're going to add cream to that. No, we're not. We're going to melt this cheese. We're going to get it melty. We want melty cheese. It's a very, very simple dish. Now we're going to add the other cheese and get that to melt. And then if you start to see that it gets a little too dry, you can always add more pasta water to it. We're just going to stir that around. I'm going to make sure I haven't missed anything. We need a smooth, glossy sauce. We're not there yet. We need to add a little more water in here.
Was the other stream that causing a problem or something? So I unplugged this one.
I don't know. I'm in the middle of doing this, so I cannot.
I'm in the middle of grating all the cheese.
Well, mine's a heat thing, so I can't stop doing what I'm doing right now.
Mine's a cheese thing, and I can't stop either.
I said mine's a heat thing.
Hey, dinner with Mom.
Dinner with Mom. Hello. How are you? We've got lots of good streamers in here. Make sure you're following all of them. Make sure you're following Dinner with Mom. Make sure you're following Megabytes. We're following Witchy Boy. We're following Golden Flare. We're following, who else? Who else am I missing that's come in? All right. Now some of this got, a lot of this got on my tongs here. So I'm not happy about that because a lot of this stuck to the pan. I don't know why. I've made this before and I haven't had this problem before. But it seems like I've got more cheese in the pan than I want, and less on my spaghetti, on my bucatini. All right. But you can see we were still cooking it while it was in the pan. There are a couple ways. You can take it out with your tongs, and then you can put it on the plate and twist it down. That's a very common way. And a fancier way is you get it on the tongs and you kind of twirl it. You try to grab a bunch of pasta and twirl it around and put it down on the plate. I think the bucatini's a little tough to do that with, but. So I'm gonna take, there's cheese hanging off of that. Oops. So if you talk to a lot of Italians, this is their favorite pasta dish. It's simple, it's yummy, and you know what it is? It's a step above buttered noodles. And you sound fancy, but you've kind of got your buttered noodles with a little cheese, right, on that. I got that stringiness.
Of course, now that I fixed the tech problem, I've got to go back to grating cheese again.
It's kind of a win-lose situation, huh? All right, I'm going to see if I can cheat a little. Let's get some of this extra cheese off of here.
Oh, you faked me out. You're over there still. Anytime,
see
Dinner
how-
with Mom. I'm sorry I had to unplug things just to get the keyboard to work again.
Oh, your keyboard wasn't working either?
Everything plugged into the hub died,
Oh, so it was the hub's fault.
which is a brand new problem. Yay!
Yay! New tech
For
problems.
new tech problems. Oh,
right.
that camera's not reset yet. That's not what's currently going on.
All right.
There.
So I'm not happy with this little clumps of cheese on the top, but I don't want to lose the cheese flavor. Normally it would all be on the pasta. So maybe we can make Robbie happy by saying, would you like to try some pasta?
I'm not even done grating the cheese and you're gonna feed me?
I am. We're gonna taste this and then I'm gonna take a picture and then we're gonna let you take it over there.
Or you want a picture before we taste it?
Yeah, I want a picture before we taste it. For sure.
I mean,
I'm gonna hide some of that cheese though and make sure it's prettier. That's not prettier. It's fine. There we go. All right.
It's good enough to eat. It must look good.
It is good enough to eat. Let's taste it. And hopefully I've got enough sauce on the pasta.
Hey, that was my bite. Okay, we can use different forks. That's cool.
There's a fly in here. No, get over here. Come on. Show people how you don't know how to eat pasta.
I know how to eat pasta, I just don't know how to eat it on camera.
So, there we go. That's the first sauce. Just pepper, pecorino, pasta. That's
So
it.
one thing that we were taught, or I didn't know it, instead of twirling like this straight down, we were told in Venice to twirl sideways
Yeah, twirl your...
so you don't scratch the plate. But it seems like it's a lot more work, so
And
fair warning.
with bucatini, it's a little thicker, so it's a little more challenging to do. But that's fine. He didn't take the plate with him.
But that's my tip all the way from Venice for you.
All right.
Can
The
I
next
offer
one
you
we're
a
gonna
drink?
make that hopefully won't stick to the pan is pasta alla Gricia.
Can I offer you a drink has been redeemed, Dana?
Uh-oh. You can make me a Negroni.
What am I supposed to do that between eating the pasta and shredding cheese?
Golden Flare, we will make sure that he makes me a Negroni. How's that? I think I might even have oranges I can slice and put an orange in my Negroni. We'll see. I was going to try and do a Ferrari, but I didn't get to the store to get any Fernet, so I can't make that. Or use a spoon and a fork. You could do that as well. You won't, I don't think I've ever seen an actual Italian do that, though.
Yeah, but they don't even cut their pizza right.
Well, it depends on where you are. The pizza was cut in some places. All right. I am going to have to wash pans at some point, but we're going to start by doing this one. We're going to use we're going to do pasta alla Gricia, which basically is what we just made, except we're going to be adding some guanciale in there, okay? So we are going to need about 4 ounces. This is 3.5, so we're going to have to go with 3.5 because guanciale is expensive. And if you're unfamiliar with what guanciale is, it is pig jowl. So it's the meat from this part of the pig. So good. It has so much flavor. It is the go-to for a lot of dishes. And like I said, if you don't find this and you find pancetta, or you look at pancetta and you go, that's a ridiculous amount to spend on it, use bacon. It's fine. Your favorite color. This was one of my first aprons here on the stream. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cook this guanciale. Now, I will tell you that Robbie and I had some carbonara, and we had some Grici. And I had some that was great, and I had some that I didn't like because I personally like this to be a little crispier, and it wasn't quite. The little lardons of stuff weren't crispy. So I want mine to be crispy-ish. Not too crispy because Robbie doesn't like crispy. Meanwhile, I'm going to put more water in the pasta pot because it's been sitting over there evaporating. So are you guys familiar at all with all of these sauces? I mean, obviously carbonara is the one we know the most here in the United States as far as the 4 mother sauces are concerned. I'm seeing more and more Cacio E Pepe on menus, which is great. And then there's amatriciana. It has a lot of peas in it. And that's not traditional, but it's okay. You can do things. If it's yummy and you enjoy it, who's to say it's, the right way or the wrong way to do it. A real carbonara, you wouldn't be adding in any cream or any other creamy element to it. The creaminess comes from the egg and the starches in the water together, and the fat from the guanciale. But you know what? Sometimes we have to make do. A lot of recipes are made with what you can find locally. Oh, after you, hello, Kinky Binky. How are you? I'm just up here having fun. That's what I'm doing. So, amatriciana is the one mother sauce that actually has tomatoes in it. So, the original recipe is told to come from. Robbie has finished his first of 4 plates of pasta. But tomatoes. We think of tomatoes so much here in the United States is like that's what Italian food is all about. But tomatoes are not native to Italy. So they were brought over from the Americas over that direction, and they were given to the Medicis as a gift. All right, I need to turn this down a little bit. It's cooking a little too fast. Monday you might make real carbonara. Hey, it's something to go to. Hello, more Dr. Pepper. How are you? You got yours off the Campbell's site? Yeah, I've had plenty of things and made plenty of things in my days that weren't the traditional way of doing things and use more American ingredients. One of my favorite types of food is the Peruvian food where it's Peruvian and Japanese. The Japanese, and I might say this word wrong because I've only seen it written and only written it myself, diasporas. When they moved to Peru, words are hard today. When they moved to Peru, they didn't have all the ingredients they had in Japan, so they had to kind of recreate some of their dishes using Peruvian ingredients. And we've done that here in the United States too. And then when we had Italians immigrating here, a lot of the food that we eat here is more American Italian, and there's nothing wrong with that. So they add onions to yours. So interesting, Sparkling Jewel. Last time I made carbonara on stream was probably 2 years ago when I came back from Italy, and a woman who cooks in Italy, when she made her carbonara, she made it with onions. And I cannot tell you the hate I got in chat for putting onions in my carbonara. And I'm like, an Italian cook showed me her way of making it. I'm just making it that way. So there. All right. We are, see, I mean, I don't know if you can see this. Let's look. It's got a little crispiness to it, but it's not like hard crispy. That's what I want to see. And then we're going to use the flavor here of all of this fat in our sauce as well. So we won't just have these little nuggets of deliciousness in our sauce. We're also going to have some of this fat emulsified into our sauce as well. Dana's making a mess, which is nothing new. And Robbie is grating cheese and 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 grating cheese.
And changing cameras.
And changing cameras. Okay, I'm going to get that boiling again. And for this, we are going to, how much do I need? I need to keep pan and cook. Got that. Heat-proof measuring cup. Well, I don't really have a heat-proof measuring cup handy. We're going to pour that in there for now. So we don't start a fire.
Fire, fire.
Right, and now I want about 1/4 cup of that. If there's a 1/4 cup in there. How hot is that? That's not hot, that's fine. Which is, okay, we're gonna be using all of this. Oh no, wait a minute. We're not using a whole 1/4 cup because I'm doing half a recipe. So perfect, because that's about 1/8 cup. All right, so we're gonna put, I don't want you in there yet. Why did I do that? All right, so we're gonna pour that back in there.
Rocky's gonna love me when he comes back inside, Dana.
He's gonna think you're his best friend.
There's cheese all over the floor over here.
You know, I needed it in the bowl.
Well, now you tell me. You just told me to grate it. Got this big pile of grated Parmesan on the floor here for you.
All right. So we're gonna,
I
the
can do
heat
very
is on
little.
this. I'm gonna let the pepper sit there and kind of bloom in that fat that we've got in there, and I'm gonna eat a piece of this. All right. Pasta reaches a 6-minute point. Okay. I'm gonna get the whisk out, so I find I can emulsify better if I've got my little whisk. So water and oil don't mix, right?
What?
So emulsifying is the process of trying to get them to stick together better. And that's why when you add butter to a sauce, a lot of times it breaks and things like that. So you're not an onion fan, and eggs, when they come down again, haven't been buying them. Soup turns out pretty good. Not exactly the same. Milk gives it richness. Cheese and bacon. Hey, if it tastes good, that is all that matters. That really is all that matters. If you enjoy it, nobody else should be able to tell you anything about it. But what you don't want to do is tell Italians that you made carbonara. You can say, I made a delicious pasta dish. So, all right, we're gonna need, I think, 1 ounce of this for this as well. And yep. So I'm gonna have to do it this way. Let's turn this on. And let's get 1 ounce. Not quite. He doesn't know this, but he's probably gonna have to grate some Parmesan here in a little bit.
What?
Yep.
More? Oh, that was really oily. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It was an older piece of pecorino. Dun, 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 dun. So I'm just waiting for that to boil. I'm going to stick the pasta in. Now, I could use that and start building my sauce because it's already starchy. But I don't want the sauce to be done way before the pasta is, if that makes sense. I'm just measuring to make sure I have enough of everything, because
Dana likes to measure with her heart.
I usually measure with my heart, but I'm trying to teach you guys about the mother sauces today, so I am actually measuring. So for this one,
You wanted a Negroni now?
yes, let's make a Negroni. Let me see how much of the pasta. We need 6 ounces of pasta for this. All right. I'm going to use this linguine instead for this one. We're not going to quite get 6 ounces out of this, but we're going to be pretty close. That's pretty close. 5.5. 5.5 ounces. I wish I could take you guys all down to Jimmy's, which is, it's called Jimmy's Food Shop. And it is just all these wonderful things from Italy. And some are domestic, and they label things to make sure you know that it's domestic or it's imported, whether it's cheese or meat or pasta. And the amount of pasta shapes they have there is incredible. Like weird ass pasta shapes, because there's over 200 different pasta shapes in Italy, and it's nice to go somewhere where you can find even the weird ones, maybe, you know, and you're giving your money to a family-owned business and not to a big corporation. So I love that. I love that. Yeah. So while we're waiting for that pot to boil, what are some of your favorite Italian foods? What are some of the things you like? What are you looking for?
Gin and vermouth.
Vermouth. I may be out of vermouth. So since that's a fortified wine, I can make something, it'll be a little different. Why don't we do it there? I've got a fortified wine, and it is, hold please, I'm going to go get Robbie a fortified wine. He's going to entertain you for a minute. Spaghetti and tacos, morphine bear.
It's like, wait a minute, where have I heard that before?
Tacos. Oh my gosh. All right. All right, my fortified wine, I'm getting those, going to be on the sweeter side.
She asked me for a drink, and then I can't find the ingredients, and now she's off.
That's because I forgot about the vermouth part.
Do you have gin in there?
Yes. Was there no gin in the
That's
other
exciting.
one?
So you guys get me on camera.
There used to be Mediterranean gin in there,
Mediterranean.
which is
gin.
great because it has more olivey flavors to it.
Look at how good I was. I didn't eat any of the cheese over here.
All right, this is a French aperitif wine, so it's not anywhere like the same thing as a vermouth,
But we're using it?
but we're going to use it anyway. We're going to see
Okay.
what happens. And then I want to use, let's see, we've got aquavit, and is that it over there? No, I guess just use the Tanqueray. We must use the other gin.
And did you want it shaken or stirred, madam?
Stirred is fine.
Okay. Cool.
It's not a martini.
One drink coming right up.
There we go. Arancini. Oh my gosh, arancini are delicious. Alfredo, spaghetti and tacos with pesto and broccioli. Oh, yes. I've never made it though. I'm sorry?
Should we use dinner with mom's glasses?
Yes, let's use Dinner with Mom's glasses. I have glasses from Dinner with Mom. Do you? I mean, Dinner with Mom probably does. All right, we're gonna stick this in our pasta, in our water. Again, so one of our food tour guide people told us that she posted on Instagram she was making a pot of food and she broke the pasta in half, and one of her friends actually gasped online and then unfriended her. For real. So she says. I believe her. She didn't seem to be a tall tale person.
Even though the bridge one sounded like a tall tale.
And then it wasn't.
So we believe her.
The Bridge of Tits is what it was called. All right, we're going to turn this on. And I'm going to turn it on kind of medium-low for this. Just to see. Can you get a cup of ice water? You sure can. If you turn around, there's probably a faucet behind you. I like Maggiano's. It's okay. Olive Garden soups and gnocchi. I don't love you enough, or she doesn't love you enough. Dinner with Mom doesn't love you enough. Sad,
I found
very
the biggest
sad.
spoon I could find to serve this for you.
Okay, cool. All right, let me slice this real quick and get a big old slice of orange to put in there.
We'll just keep stirring in the meantime.
Cool. Sounds like a plan. Whoa. There we go. All right, I got to get this sauce started. All right, so we're going to take, how much does it say? 1.5 cups, which is really 3/4 cups. Again, if you weren't here, it's very unlikely I would be measuring this at all. My water's already pretty starchy. All right. The bacon grease, yep, I got that. All right, so we need to boil this. I need to turn this on high, actually, it says.
Now that you have your drink, Golden Flare has redeemed yellow for the kitchen lights.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you for getting me a drink, Golden Flare.
It might not look like it on that camera, but I swear
It's yellow.
it's yellow. There.
It's definitely
That
yellow.
shows a little better.
All right, we're going to kind of reduce this while we let that pasta cook over there. So again, like if you're looking on the package, if your package actually told you how long you were supposed to cook it, as opposed to my package, while you have your, I know, it's the golden glow hour. Hopefully that doesn't mean something that I'm unaware of.
7 to 10 minutes.
Woo, that's bitter. Anyway, maybe one day we'll make a Ferrari, which is Fernet with Campari.
Which is apparently Alton's.
Alton's thing. After we saw him. We may have one of his books to give away here. I have to find it first, though. Ooh, we could do a giveaway, Robbie. Asterisk. Yes, I got it. I got it. So I'm just doing that. Let's emulsify that sauce. Let's see here. Gently toss the pasta. Blah, blah, blah. Emulsify al dente. Okay. So hopefully this won't stick to the pan like the last one did. Again, I was very disappointed in that. I'm like, almost want to go to a non-stick pan so that doesn't happen. But then I don't get that like crispy guanciale. I'm mixing up my words. Words are hard. On the bottom of the pan. So we'll just keep this up until our pasta's about ready. I need new tongs though. Maybe I need to turn that down. And then dishes will need to be done on that. I want to try Robbie sometime. There are a couple of places here in the DFW area that are supposed to have more traditional, authentic type dishes, and one is Nona's. We almost went there one night, and then everybody bailed on us. So, the day before, it was a group of people who were trying to do different places, and then don't bail on me. If you make plans with me, don't bail on me.
She's not that scary.
Then I'm like, fine. I mean, if something comes up, that's fine. All right, let's see. How are we on this? Oops. Not done yet.
Megabyte says, I'll join.
Yay! I like trying new restaurants. And I have some friends who enjoy it. My friend who enjoys it the most has moved away. And then I have other friends that just like to go to their same places all the time. So if one of my friends, she would go different places with me, but now she has a boyfriend, so now I'm kind of like, anybody else ever have that? Like your friend gets a new girlfriend or boyfriend, and all of a sudden you're like, you never see them? Because that's where I am. So. Exactly. Right?
Just like this.
And there, do you see? There's my my very special cup from dinner with Mom. My glass. There are two of them. So I can make you a drink too. Or rather, I can have Randy make you a drink.
Randy's putting in work tonight.
He's really, really good at margaritas. And here we go. We're just waiting for pasta. So I think next we're going to make the carbonara. And then we'll make the amatriciano. Or do you want to do it the other way around? Doesn't really matter to me. I got to wash all the pans anyway. Get it to Randy. Get him your order. Oh, yeah, Megabytes, before you come over, you should probably let Randy know what you want to drink.
I mean, we have a lot of stuff here, but yeah, if you have a special request, just let us know.
Just in case. We need to,
Just
go
in
to the
case
store.
Dana drank it all.
Or in case Robbie drank it all.
I don't think I whispered quietly enough.
How are we doing, pasta?
Hello, Paige.
I'm gonna give that a couple minutes more. Paige, love, hello, how are you? You'll take it if it's super fruity, so not just like a regular martini. Ooh, Megabyte says, I'm not afraid to try. Do not give Randy that freedom, because I've had freedom cocktails like that. Randy freedom
She's
cocktails.
usually liked them.
This is untrue. It is untrue.
I wouldn't lie to you, Chad.
He would totally lie to you.
You're doing amazing. That's good to hear.
We are glad to hear that. All right, I'm going to put a tiny bit more water in here. And we'll get it back because it's starting to get a little, it's going to be a little too dry for the amount of pasta we have in there. So we'll get that back up. Get that emulsified because it's about time to take that pasta out of there.
It's like, again, not scared. Well, now you're just tempting fate. You know, there's
All right, I'm going to give him freedom for your cocktail, but for
a certain
mine.
specialty milkshake that I've been known to make.
Yes, his macaroni and cheese milkshake. How's that sound? Does that sound good?
That was so delicious. We've only made it once.
And that was approximately one time too many.
But hey, it couldn't have been that bad. I finished it. We did not finish the ranch soda. And I know you've had that, so you kind of...
So there's the bar.
There's the bar.
There's the bar. Not as bad as ranch soda. So take it. Oh, I'm spilling pasta everywhere. Come on,
Yeah,
pasta.
I don't even know if we finished half the ranch soda bottle between the two of us.
I took one sip. That is it. And I said, nope, I'm done. Okay. I think I've got all the pasta out. All right. So we're going to get that all.
She loves ranch.
Maybe I had my pan too hot on the last one. I bet that's what it was. We're going to stick the guanciale back in here.
It's just the mix of the ranch and all that sugar and the soda that's just not good together.
We're going to stick.
This looks delicious, though.
Yeah.
You
This
thought the
looks-
mustard and bacon ones were the worst?
I like the bacon one. The bacon one wasn't. They were all too sweet. So let's be clear on that. And that was the worst part of them. Ah, see, now I'm getting the sauce that I wanted in the other one. Right? We've got this nice glossy sauce. I'm going to turn the heat off because we do not need the heat anymore. And I think that is the problem last time, is I was trying to melt the cheese and it got too hot.
You what, overdid your noodles? Or?
No, not the noodles weren't overdone. The cheese just
sauce
started
itself.
clumping. And I think I had the pan too hot. So keep that in mind, everybody. Have your pan on low, but take it off. As soon as the cheese is melted, take it off the heat. Learn from my mistakes. All right. And that's it. That's all that is. Right. Easy peasy. All right. We'll do that. We want to make sure we get some of that guanciale on the top of it to look purty. We want it to look purty, Robbie. That's what my grandma would say. My Meemaw would say, oh, it's so purty.
But do you learn from your mistakes, Dana?
I do learn from my mistakes, generally speaking, and then I forget it if it's been too long, but then I'll remember again when I make the mistake again. I'll go, oh, right. That was too hot. All right, what do you think?
Looks pretty good. Is it picture time again?
I think it's picture time again. I'm going to put a little pepper on the top of it. Hang on one second. I put a little pepper and just a little bit of cheese on the top of it. And there we go. We're going to look at that. That's much better. It doesn't have clumps of cheese on it like my first dish did. And I'm going to put this on here so we don't keep losing water out of here. All right, you ready to taste this?
I am.
I'm going to say Robbie enjoyed the first dish because he ate it all. There's going to be two of these. One is plated very pretty, the other is not.
I'll take the not pretty one.
You're going to take the non-pretty one? You think it has more stuff in it? All right, you got a picture? Here we go. You're not a fan of liquid smoke? You've had liquid smoke and things. Are you aware of that? Is it like you don't like Worcestershire sauce? I have, and we can try that with the carbonara if you want. I've got giant tweezers.
Pretty good.
I like this better. I like to have a little guanciale with my Cacio E Pepe. And then you get that peppery, you get a little spiciness.
Did you run out of water in your pan or something?
Nope. The top is too big.
Okay. As long as there's not a problem.
Oh, you're saying the bacon soda? I didn't think it tasted like well, maybe mine was chocolate bacon. Was the soda we had? I have to do some dishes. Robbie's going to entertain you here for a minute. Nope, you stay there. Entertain.
I have to eat.
But you can eat while you entertain.
All right.
Tell people about yourself. Who are you? What do you do? How did you find us?
How did I find you?
Yeah, how did you find me?
In the classified section. That's when that was a thing.
Uh-huh. Is that true?
I put out an ad. It said, cooking streamer wanted.
Funny, we've known each other for 9 years. I've only been a cooking streamer for 4. I think Robbie is. Oh, you don't? Oh my gosh.
There you go. Now you guys can hear me again.
Now you can tell the real story. See what happens when you lie?
The real story is, what is the real story? We've told so many fake stories. So not the classified section?
Not the classified. Although I've known people who've made up stories because they met online and they were too embarrassed to say they met online.
Dana liked me so much that she asked me out first.
Is that what happened? All right, I've got that on tape. Can somebody clip that? Because he keeps saying I did not ask him out first.
And then I made the mistake of joking that our first date wasn't a joke. Or wasn't a date. Oh my God.
Are words hard for you too?
I can't eat and talk at the same time, apparently. And then she thought I was serious and she got mad. And so we went to a ball game.
What would be for those of you who are out there, if you were dating, what would you want your first date to be?
It's true, megabytes.
What did Megabyte say?
Nothing.
Well, I'm going to read it, so tell me. Crazy.
I can delete it from the chat before you get over here.
Can you?
I can.
Let's see if you can. Who's going to win? I'm cradle robbing, yes. Successful. I like it. I like it. I really wasn't picky. I'm like, really anything is okay for a first date.
Describes me to a T, Dana.
What, anything?
Yeah. Not picky.
Well,
No, you not being picky.
Oh, that's me not being picky. I like to do a lot of things, so especially like if they take me to go do something they enjoy, and they're like, okay, because then I learn about them.
That's one way to do it, nervous steer. Sometimes we're a little slow on the uptake.
No, not you. It's only 9 years.
Some pretty good pasta. It's a good thing you're making more than.
We still have two more
I'm
to
only
make.
halfway through my meal. Well,
And we can save some. You don't have to eat it all tonight.
now she tells me.
All right. That's not drying that very well. Let's try this one that I have on my shoulder. If only Darth were here and he could see that I have a towel on my shoulder.
He'd be so proud.
Would he? He'd be so proud of me.
Hey, I saw him drop his towel today, so
He did.
he's out of practice.
But he's going to be streaming all next week, he said. So that'll be exciting.
That's always fun.
Bowling, spending time at the beach. So I love that. Some dates were things where you can't really get to know somebody, and I'm like, what are you hiding? And then you sometimes got somebody like, I'm a marriage and family therapist, and I had a guy like arguing with me. Well, not arguing, but going, if you just can't, if you can't agree on everything, your marriage will never work. And I'm like, never
it's a
in the
pretty high
history
bar.
of the world has there ever been a marriage where two people agreed on everything. And he thought I was wrong. And that was the only date we had. I already had a thing out for this.
Well, you should have known that disagreeing was going to be a bad idea.
Just don't disagree with me. Everything is good. All right. Next, carbonara. How are we doing? Hour and a half. I got 2 more to do. That's called power humming, by the way.
It is.
My kids used to do it all the time.
Just like that?
Yes, sometimes just like that. You might even hear them power humming still. All right, here we go.
I did, Andy. It was delicious. I would have eaten it even faster if I wasn't on cam, if that tells you anything.
All right, the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get all my ingredients ready here. Okay, so we're gonna start. We need to get an ounce of cheese ready. Which is going to be about this. So Robbie is going to have to grate about 2 ounces of Parmesan for our Griciana.
2 ounces?
Ameritriciana, not Griciana. Ameritriciana.
That sounds like a lot. So that was just 1?
No, what you did there was about 2. So
Okay.
about the same amount.
Are we making batches of sauce for meal prep? No, Liminology. We're making the sauces and we're cooking pasta and stuff to have tonight.
We're just learning about the 3 different sauces. So we started with Cacio E Pepe, which is really 3 ingredients. Then we went to Gricia, which is 4, so it's just like Cacio E Pepe, except we add guanciale to it. And now we're going to be making carbonara. So carbonara is like Gricia, but with an egg mixed in. So, and then we're going to be making Ameritriciana, which is probably the one that people in the United States know the least about. So I'm going to give this to Robbie to get ready for the next one.
Hey, Bravewood. Let me get you a shout out before she puts me back to
Bravewood.
work.
I have something for you, Bravewood. I've got to send it to you.
Uh-oh.
All right, so we are going to do, so when you're making a carbonara, one way to get a really, really rich sauce is to use, for every full egg that you use 2 egg yolks. So we're gonna go ahead and put all of those, because I think we put them all together when we're ready for them. So we're gonna go ahead and, this is fine. I can go here, and we'll get the egg yolks over here. Because the thing is when we start making the pasta, it goes super, super fast, right?
Why did you imagine carbonara to contain a lot of cream?
Carbonara has 0 cream in it. 0. The creaminess comes from the eggs. And the
Just
cheese, the eggs and the cheese that are in it. Yeah, that's it. Just like if you're doing Cacio E Pepe, some people are tempted to add eggs or olive oil or something in it. No, the creaminess comes from the cheese and the pasta and the starches in the pasta water. So literally, there's no olive oil even in these. You can, some people use olive oil they put it in the pan with the guanciale to make it a little crunchier, but guanciale has plenty of fat in it. Plenty of fat.
They do take their food seriously over there, that's for sure.
Yes. And if you don't do it their way, they can be very vocal about it.
I still remember the guy watching me eat a pizza our first trip over there. Thought he was gonna fall out of his chair.
I think you were imagining things. He likes to tell that story, but he's really imagining things. Okay, so for carbonara, we are going to need pasta, obviously. We are going to need eggs. We're going to need pecorino romano. You can use Parmigiana. It's going to change the taste, but the traditional way is with pecorino romano. Again, sheep cheese made in the Roman style. And then we need our pepper again, and then we need some guanciale. So the first thing we're going to do, I've already put water in here to get this back up heated so that it's ready for our pasta.
What does Romano mean?
Roman. So just like if you're getting you can buy Parmesan cheese. There can be American-made Parmesan cheese, but the best Parmesan cheese is Parmigiano Reggiano, and it is made in the Parma region of Italy, and that is what we kind of consider the gold standard. It's regulated by the government in Italy. So,
Or Dana.
I see in the UK it looks like it's white, so it looks like it's got cream in it. And some people put cream in it, but that's not the right way to make it. Emulsify the sauce, but the usual is kind to this. Don't do this when cooking for Italian people or Dana. Exactly. If it's yummy, I'm fine. I don't care if you make it differently. I'm not going to be there. I might go, Robbie, they put cream in their carbonara, but if it's good, I'm going to eat it. You know, these will cook faster if I turn this on. I will not unfriend you. Because Sparkling Jewel was just talking about how Campbell's on their site was showing how to make carbonara with cream soups. Yummy pasta. I wouldn't call it carbonara, but I'm sure that it is delicious with the bacon and the peas and all of that in it. It's closing. Does that mean that there's a point where there's too much?
I've never reached that point.
No.
Blue.
Robbie will do that out in public sometimes. He'll be
I
like,
sure do.
blue.
Salt overload.
All right, so can you see how we're kind of building here? So the last one we did basically the same thing we did with the first one, except that we added guanciale. Now this one we're going to do basically the same thing we did, but we're going to do eggs. What do we know about eggs?
Is that a good or a bad thing, Megabytes?
But I'm bacon and chicken carbonara with cream. Likes to ruin authentic. It's not, you know what? It's not ruining it. I think one of the things is that's the history. That's kind of the history of the UK, right? Is that they did a lot of colonizing, and so when you go to Britain, you find a lot of food that's from all over the world, but it's been changed slightly, right? For a different palate or for ingredients that are more readily available than they would be in like India. You like to put a spin on things, exactly. Stuff the British stole, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. But the same thing here in the United States, right? We're a big melting pot. So if you eat Italian food, if you go to Olive Garden, you're not eating authentic Italian food. You're eating American Italian food. And there's nothing wrong with American Italian food. It's
That's why you
just
can find chicken
different.
Parmesan there.
Right. You'll only find chicken Parmesan in Italy on tourist menus. You won't find them if you go to a real Italian restaurant. You go to Venice and you go to a true Venice place, you won't find much pasta on it. You'll find lots of seafood, you'll find risottos. But if you are in the touristy places, guess what? They're gonna give you your carbonara, they're gonna give you your lasagna, even though, like, Venice doesn't have a true lasagna. They like to deep fry things. Butter chicken, I think it's butter chicken, right? Is that what it is? So here we are in the United States. Almost all of, what can we truly say is only American? It's going to be food that most people doesn't eat. It's going to be food that came from Native Americans. And I've been to places that have things like fry bread and stuff like that. But everything else came from someplace else, pretty much. Chicken tiki masala, yeah. Hey, Lord Velos, how are you? We're glad you're here.
Welcome on in.
So while that's cooking, because that's going to take a minute, I'm going to go ahead and start chopping some pork belly for our amatriciana. Since we've got to use a little pork belly for that. And I would really love to have some guanciale. I'm out of guanciale. So there we go. So, roast dinners, trifles, afternoon teas, yeah. All right. So here's some pork belly I took out of the freezer today. And I'm just gonna make sure I keep stirring this with my other hand because we don't want it to burn. But I just don't like big pockets of just fat, which you get with guanciale, you get it with pork belly, all of those things. All right, I need to make sure that I have around 2. That's a little too much.
Just a little bit of Parmesan for you.
All right, fine. We'll have extra pork belly in our amatriciana. Why am I getting rid of that? I need that. Let's chop it up. Let's put this back in here. Do we want to do a giveaway? I've got some more souvenirs from our trip to give away. Should we give away some stuff? Robbie's very quiet.
Oh, I thought you were asking chat, not me.
I'm asking chat and you. And you. You get to make a decision too. Hey, you can take over my stream. That's fine. Sort of. Oh, you know what I did today? I actually met with one of the managers of the Creators Club today and had a chat with him. So we talked a lot about what does a Creators Club mean for food and drink streamers. And so I'm just curious for you guys, what are there things you would like to see more on Food and Drink Stream, and how do you think we can get the word out that there's food and drink streams, like to draw more people? We love you guys, and we don't want to like not be able to chat with you guys. At least that's my feeling on it. But at the same time, we'd like to grow and share what we do with other people as well. You'd like to see Robbie cook more? See, I tell him that all the time. You just keep it up, because
Andy, I have just one question for you. How much did she pay you? This is a safe space. You can tell me.
So actually I had a thought, and I think we'll do it in July or August, is let's teach Robbie.
Like to see me eat more? Yes.
Robbie's all about that. Robbie will like me. So I was thinking that we would come up with like 5 signature recipes for Robbie, that he has 5 meals that he can learn how to make, and then he can cook for me and he can feel confident about it. Okay, I gotta wash my hands here for a second so I can get this out of the pan. Because what does Dana do? Dana does 8 things at once.
At least.
So we're gonna get these babies out of here.
So are we giving something away?
Yeah, but you want to go pull something from over there? There's a spaghetti mix and a polenta mix with a spoon.
Am I grabbing both of those? Polenta mix with a spoon?
Yeah, let's do the polenta mix with the spoon. I know we're doing pasta today, but how about if we give away? We got this in Venice, and it was from a vendor who is, he owns his own shop. It's a locally owned, family-owned shop. And so he had some of these mixes, and this one comes with a little spoon that actually says Venice on it. Well, it says Venezia on it. And how about if we do that? Yes, I will send it international. If for some reason I get there and they're like, hey, to send you this is going to be $100, I will get in touch with you and send you something else, like an Amazon gift card. So I'm willing to send stuff to a point, and I'm pretty generous on that point. But if you'd like to do that, Robbie's gonna come up with a word for you guys. I'm gonna finish chopping this pork belly real quick, and then I'm gonna start the carbonara. I was originally gonna just prep all of the different pastas.
All right.
That's why I had 8 million bowls out here, guys. And then that's not what I ended up doing, because I forgot. Even though the bowls are right in front of me. Kind of have the brain span of a goldfish right now.
This is a spoon and polenta.
And polenta? Olenta.
It's been a long day.
All right, that's going to be for our other dish. All right, you guys ready? We're going to put some pepper in here like we've been doing in the other dishes. You don't like pepper as much, put less in there. We need to get some pasta in here. I think we're going to try this fettuccine. We already had the other fettuccine. And how much am I supposed to have? We're supposed to have about 6 ounces. Guess what, guys?
You have 6
Not
ounces?
measuring it.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
You monster. It's like
So-
you just stuck straws in there.
This is cut a little bit thicker than the other one. And by the way, if you have less water when you're doing your pasta, like just enough water to do your pasta, you need it to move around. And you need to have enough in there that has enough to absorb, right? But your water will get super starchy, which is so great for your sauces. All right.
That last one was like, no, I don't want to go in the hot tub.
I'm not going. I'm staying out here. All right. So meanwhile, we're going to take this bowl because we're going to use a double boiler. Because what happens if we get those eggs too hot, too fast, Robbie?
don't know.
What happens to eggs when you heat them up on the stove?
They curdle. They
Or
cook.
scramble?
Scramble.
They scramble.
They do all the things.
Mm-hmm. All right, and we're going to put our pecorino in there as well.
Let me pin this one. There we go. So we got Bravewood in there. We got Dinner with Mom, Cheesy 5000, Witchy Boy, Luminology, Andy B.
All right, look, guys. See, look at that beautiful color. And that beautiful color. All right, that's what we're looking for. Use good eggs. All right, now we're going to pour in this black pepper and this grease. It's kind of cool now, so we're probably not going to curdle it. If it's a little warm, you just want to drizzle it in there because we're going to want to cook the eggs, but we don't want them to scramble. Now, I have made perfect carbonara in the past. We're going to see if my streak continues because it's not real glossy right now, right?
Yeah, I was getting really hungry watching her cook the food and smelling it.
All right,
I'm
now
lucky and I got to eat some of
we're going to take some of this pasta water,
it. Yes.
about a half a cup. No, I'm not doing the whole thing, so how much am I putting in here? I don't need half a cup. I need a quarter cup. So I'm going to pour half of that out, okay? And again, now we have hot water. So we want to really gradually stir this in here, okay?
Ooh, pizza.
You're going to cook pizza. I've had a pizza in the freezer for Robbie. He hasn't made it yet. Or did you make it today?
There were still leftovers.
There were?
Because it's a frozen pizza, so it can wait. So we had some leftover
Oh, 'cause I did
sushi
the
that I
chicken.
did not want to sit for even 24 hours.
And then there was chicken marsala.
So that was for
That
lunch
turned out really
today.
yummy. I just used what I had on hand. And I always have marsala wine on hand because that's just an easy, quick dish to make.
It's also a lot quicker when you're not, keeping up with chat. Cooking nights off stream are a little bit faster.
Much faster because I don't stop to explain the difference between pasta that's bronze die cut and not. All right, so we've got this mixture ready to go when the pasta is almost done. But we just put that in there, so we've still got a few minutes to go. It's definitely not done yet. So I'll just drink my cocktail. There we go. Now, the one we're going to be making after this actually has tomatoes in it. Woohoo! It's the only mother sauce that has tomatoes, but it's not like the tomato sauces we usually have here in the United States where we just dump a bunch of sauce.
No?
Yeah. Right? We were all talking about like those days where we had the pasta and then we just dumped some sort of meat sauce on the top. I've done it. I did it for my kids. We've all done it, unless you've got a Nona. What? Oh, this? I mean, I can't help it if I'm not tall.
Just so they can hear you better is all.
There we go. Is that better? But again, we're like emulsifying this again, right? Because egg is fat, and we put pasta water in here. And you can always, when your sauces are too thick, add some pasta water into it. It's never going to hurt it. It's going to only make it a little better. So have tomato in a lot of it. Right. Isn't that interesting? But even if you look at like some of the major sauces in Italy, you have a bolognese, which has some tomato, but if you really have a good bolognese, it is not tomato heavy. Tomato is just an ingredient in it. Puttanesca does not have not when I've made it. It doesn't have any tomato in it, right? So a lot of the sauces in Italy don't have tomatoes because tomatoes were not indigenous to Italy or even to Europe or Asia or Africa. They were indigenous to the Americas.
And I think because we've had so many tomato sauces over here, when we eat the food over there that doesn't, it
We're
tastes
like,
amazing.
oh yeah, yeah. It's so good. So you'll see it, obviously you see it like in lasagnas, unless you're in Liguria and you have like a white lasagna that's got pesto and bechamel in it.
Which is also delicious.
So good. It's my
I wasn't even a big pesto fan before that trip.
not a big pesto fan. Robbie did not like pesto. He had,
It was like bacon, Dana. It was okay.
and then he had the pesto lasagna in Liguria, and he was like, "What?"
Where we almost got a second one. But we had things to do.
So, in your pescatarian, do Italian restaurants or cuisines have few vegetarian or fish? They have tons of fish options, especially if you're along the shore. Now, I haven't spent a lot of time in the interior, like if you're in Tuscany or something, but there are lots of options where there is not any meat in it. And there is, like, if you go to Venice, most of the dishes are seafood rather than beef or pork or chicken based. So if you stay along the shores of Italy, you're gonna find more fish dishes than you are any other kind of dishes. Yeah, they thought, well, you know, they're in the nightshade family, right? We think nightshades, we think poisonous. And now we know they're delicious. Even if
How
they're...
long left on the giveaway timer?
Oh, let's do 60 seconds, everybody, if you want to be getting a souvenir from our trip as part of our family. Get, what is it again?
Spoon.
Exclamation point spoon. All right, that needs 1 or 2 more minutes. Then we're gonna put it all together. So we'll do the giveaway and then we'll finish putting this together and then we'll make some amatriciana. I'm gonna try that again. Then we'll make some amatriciana.
All right, everybody in there?
Cutie talks, hello. All right, if you win, you gotta send me your information unless you're Megabytes, and I'll just put it in Megabytes pile and wait for Megabytes to come over.
It does make it easier to send someone prizes if we get their information. That's true. All right.
This is true.
here
You
we
ready?
go.
And the winner is Dinner with Mom. Dinner with Mom. You have won a souvenir from our trip to Europe. Congratulations. I don't know if I have your address or not, so you might need to send. I'm sure I do somewhere because you were on Food Fight, but I don't know where it is yet. All right. So Dinner with Mom, I have a question for you. Do you think it's a good idea if we do some streams and teach Robbie like 5 easy recipes that don't have more than 5 steps
Megabytes
as
is
his
offered to keep it
go-to?
safe.
You'll keep it safe.
Keep it secret.
I'll keep it safe.
Keep it safe.
I won't eat the polenta. All right, I think our pasta is done. All right, I'm gonna read this real quick and read it again. You splash your tongs to the middle bowl. And then, okay, add that.
All right, Andy, thanks so
Okay.
much for hanging out.
Thanks. Thank you, Andy. Okay, we're gonna put this in here. We're gonna toss it in here, and then we're gonna stick this like it's a double boiler on top of here to cook the eggs. I don't know that I usually put it over heat source, but maybe I do. I'd have to look at my original recipe. I didn't go through my recipes. I pulled some offline. Come here. You can see we're getting a little more pasta
got
water
some
in there.
stragglers.
I got a few. All right, so first, we're gonna get these tossed all in that nice egg mixture that's got cheese and all the good stuff. Then we're gonna, oh, this bowl isn't quite big enough. This needs to go in the other bowl. I almost made it in this other bowl. Here we go. Over here. And we'll just get that until we get this nice glossy, creamy sauce. We need to put our guanciale in there.
4 ingredients.
4 ingredients. Yes, so something like that. So that's what I would think. I would take some, people want to give me some ideas. I would take some ideas on what to teach him. Okay.
I'm pretty good at the whole cooking thing if Dana walks me through it step by step.
Okay, I want to laugh here for a second. I'm going to laugh here.
Why are you laughing at me?
Robbie, if I'm teaching him how to cook something and I say, okay, you're going to need to cut the shallots and you're going to need to chop the shallots and you're going to need to chop the...
Pause.
And then Robbie's like, wait, what do you mean and? One thing at a time, I can say, okay, I need you to get the olive oil and...
My brain has like 16 bits of memory at a time.
And he's like, wait, I can only get one thing at a time. Okay, so yesterday, by the way, guys, I'm going to be playing World of Warcraft with Kanara on Friday. We'll be streaming it.
That's tomorrow, by the way.
Oh, tomorrow? So we'll be streaming it as well as Kanara will be streaming it, and I've never played before, so my character's brand new and is still sitting by the campfire. That's what so you'll get to see that. But yesterday, Robbie was setting that up for me, and I'm trying to cook dinner. And he's asking me all these questions. He's like, do you want to be a blah, 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 blah. And I'm like trying to keep up with him. I said, please be patient with me. And he kept doing that. And I finally was like, do you remember how like one thing and I give you 2 and you're like, I've got too many. You're like asking me 8 questions. And when he finally got it, when I said that, he's like, oh, okay, got it. Oh, look at how creamy this sauce is. Guys, oh my gosh. This looks amazing.
I'd almost be scared to see how many hours I've spent on that game. I mean, it's been out for 20 years. So it adds up, but still.
Robbie, I am going to say that my carbonara is better than some of the carbonara you had.
Does it bring all the boys to the yard?
Yep, that's it. Brings all the boys to the yard.
Because it's better than yours? And you could teach us, but you'd have to charge?
I think Robbie's getting way off base here.
That's what I do. Always read the recipe through first.
So I just want you to see.
Taste as you go. Yep.
Because of the carbs. No, it's called carbonara. There's a bunch of different reasons for it, but they think carbonara, there's an Italian word for a color that's kind of like a gray color. Some people are saying it got named that because of the color of the pan turned when you did the guanciale in it. There's several different kind of legends, let's say, for that. Nobody knows for sure. Implements and taste as you go. Exactly. As a matter of fact, Alton Brown was talking about how he was a terrible cook. And then he became a much better cook when he learned to read the recipe first, and then he reads it a second time and takes notes. And I know that I am way more prepared for these streams when I do that.
And he does that now because he told us a very long story about not doing that.
But a dinner party where he didn't do that. And there have been times on the stream where I've gone, oh, I've been setting up, and I finally do sit and I read the recipe, and I'm like, this was supposed to marinate for like 5 hours.
And you're like, I guess that's not happening.
I guess that's not happening. I'm just going to tell people that you really want to marinate this for 5 hours. If I tell you that...
So if you like it, it could have been better, but if you don't like it, that's why.
That's why. Exactly. Okay, one of these plates is more messy than the other, but this sauce is nice and creamy. That's the kind of look we are looking for the sauce. And we're going to go, well, messy plating.
Deborah would be very disappointed with you right now, Dana.
It's fine. She was disappointed with you first.
That's for sure. Deborah scared me. It's nice enough to go to a cooking class with Dana for the first time. 'Cause that's
I
not
don't think that was.
intimidating.
I don't think that was the first class, was it? I think that was because we didn't do pasta the first class.
Deborah was definitely the first class. There's no question.
No, she taught all the classes we took there, but I think it was the second one that was a pasta class.
Well, whichever one. I got told that I spun my pasta the wrong direction.
She was messing with you.
I didn't know that at the time.
All right.
And then there are people waiting for food. Like, they don't care if this is spun correctly. They just want to eat.
They do. They're taking pictures, Robbie. They
Well,
100%
then I shouldn't be any
care.
part of the process.
All right, there we go. There is our beautiful plate of carbonara. Right there. And wait, we need a little,
You want a picture of the pretty one, is that what I'm hearing?
yeah. So again, this builds on the other sauces. Now the next one, we're kind of going back to the Gricia and building in a different direction than the carbonara for that one. And
Do we get to eat some more?
we do. You want to eat the messy one?
I'll eat the messy one.
I mean, I still have a plate over there.
Oh, there's going to be left.
So if you have a white carbonara sauce, it's not a traditional carbonara sauce. It is somebody else's idea of it. So it does bring the carbs to the yard. Charcoal burner, that's what it is. Thank you, DeSoto. Cutie Talks, great idea. Pretty normal for me. You need to have some. Right, so
Come hungry because it's a lot of food.
if you use really good eggs that are straight from the farm, heritage eggs, pasture-raised eggs, you'll get this nice golden color to your sauce, this nice creamy golden color to your sauce instead of a pale color. Because so many of those eggs out there where the chickens don't get to roam free and they're in cages, they're just not nourished as well. They don't have the same diet. It's like getting grass-fed beef. You know, it has more depths of flavor in it. It doesn't taste like egg. The egg just brings the creaminess to the dish, and as a bonus, it brings protein to the dish. All right? So, and that guanciale cooked better than some of the dishes I had.
Yeah, for a while though, there were some dishes this trip that you're like,
I was just like,
that wasn't cooked quite right, or
all right. Instead of, that's a really good question. I haven't done a side-by-side comparison of duck eggs to chicken eggs, so I'm not going to be, mine would just be a guess. Hang on, I'm gonna cough, or I have to cough. So, once they go down more, yeah, they started to go down here, and my grocery store now has pasture-raised eggs, as opposed to me having to go with one of the brand names, and they are about $1 less, so that's helped. I just think you get more nutrients. If the color is more vibrant, you're probably getting more nutrients from it. That's how I believe. Ooh, but I got these cool ones. They had these today that I picked up just to show you. These are heirloom eggs. So they are like, I don't know if you can see, the color may not work too well on here, but they're blue and kind of pink and green. So I'm excited about that. I don't know why I get excited when the eggs are different colors. Next best to farm raised, yes. Okay, so we've got to do the next one. I am all about the quality of the ingredients now. So I probably haven't saved money, even though there's only 2 of us I'm generally cooking for. And I get through my phases. I'm like, I just need to get through this week. And then I might take more shortcuts on those weeks, you know? So it's not like I never take shortcuts. So, all right. We've got that. I've done that. Let's read the recipe real quick, okay? So we're preparing the pasta water. So I need to put a little more water.
That might have been my favorite one so far, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, that was very good.
I mean, you ordered carbonara like 6 times on vacation.
I did.
So we're gonna add a little more water to our pasta
More
pot.
than pizza. That's how much I...
You did, which is so strange because the first time we went, you probably ordered pizza 6 times. And this time he ordered, I kept going, you're having carbonara again?
That or lasagna. And not every place has
You
lasagna.
didn't eat as much lasagna as you did the first time either.
I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, so this is what this is gonna have. I need Robbie, he's gonna open the white wine for me over
but
there.
wait, there's more.
Can you open the white wine for me over there? For this, we're going to need pasta, guanciale, except we're going to be using pork belly. We're going to need some white wine. We're going to need some San Marzano tomatoes. So have you ever gone in the tomato aisle and you're like, why is this can of tomatoes like $1.50, but this can of tomatoes is like $6? It's because it's DOP, meaning it's again regulated by the government, and they're certified to be San Marzano tomatoes, which are a little bit sweeter. So I'm going to tell you right now, today I'm super excited because I found them at Costco, and it's like $2 less a can when I buy them at Costco. So that's a pretty good savings in it. So we're going to be using those. This calls for red pepper flakes. Instead of red pepper flakes, if you're in Italy, they will actually use pepperoncinos, and they will actually cook that in the sauce to give the heat. It's really hard to find dried pepperoncinos around here, but I do have this really cool olive oil that's infused with pepperoncino, so I thought we would use that instead so that Robbie and I can customize the heat that we want on our dish. Department of, it's in Italian, so I don't know exactly exactly what it stands for. I just know that you have DOP, you get the wines when it has a little tag on it. Those are grapes that are grown in a certain region, and then the wine is made in a certain way. And there's 2 levels of that. There's the regular level, and then there's the expensive wine level.
There we go.
Denomination, so it's basically saying we're certifying this was made in the right area. Kind of like in France, when you're getting a wine in France, like a Bordeaux, it's only done in the Bordeaux region. You're getting a Champagne, it's only made in the Champagne region. So they have that with the Parmigiano Reggiano. They have that with some tomato products, different cheeses, wines, and other things. So these old pomodores, there you go.
Great style.
That say San Marzano style on them. That's exactly right. You'll be like, this one is $2 cheaper. And it says San Marzano style. And a lot of times, those are not San Marzano tomatoes. A lot of times they are your Roma tomatoes or something like that they've done in there. So the protected designation of origin. See, look, isn't Google great? And then I get you to do the work for me. It's awesome. All right, so we're going to start by putting our pork belly in here and getting that cooking low and slow. And I will use that. So we've got the red pepper flakes. We've got, normally we would use Pecorino Romano. I ran out of it, so we're going to be using Parmigiano Reggiano. And then again, guess what? Pepper. Pepper.
Look at us learning.
We're all learning things. I love to learn from you. Hopefully you like to learn from me.
Did you want the pan
awesome.
on?
That helps. It is on.
Oh, okay.
It
was
is
just very
on.
quiet over there.
But we've also got wine. You know what you can do? Because we don't need that much wine.
We can drink it?
We can drink it. We only need like 1/8 of a cup of the wine.
Well, that sounds like good news
I got
for
by
us.
there's this cute little store down the street from us that's been owned by, I don't know if it's owned by the same family now that it started out being owned by, but it's a family owned, it's not a, you know, what's the word, chain or anything like that. And I didn't realize I didn't have any white wine, but I was able to run to the store. Robbie.
You just put it on the front little thing.
This thing here, known as a pocket.
A pocket! Or microphone holder.
So
Just
I'm
don't
not
hit it with
cleaning
your
this
towel.
pan out because all this pan had in it was guanciale. So maybe we can flavor our pork belly a little bit. Now I'm only doing half a recipe, so I'm only going to be using about half of this can. I'm going to go ahead and prep these. I don't want the juice from this. I also love getting, if you get the whole tomatoes, it makes a difference. It just does. Convenience. Do I buy diced tomatoes? Yes, I do. But it just makes a difference. This can, when it's done this way, doesn't have a bunch of additives in it. It hasn't been cooked.
That does sound painful.
It is just juice and tomatoes. At the salon, getting your upper body waxed. Oh, fun. Continental Deli, they have all the good stuff. Yes, support the small businesses. Really support them if you can. I get it. I was having this conversation with my daughter. I'm like, I love this store, but I don't like this corporate thing about them. And my daughter, who is a small business owner, she owns Pink Gorilla in Seattle, and now new location in Las Vegas. If you want to go check it out, video games.
Got a link for you in the chat.
And there's the link to Pink Gorilla. So Seattle and Las Vegas, which they just opened this month, just a couple of weeks ago. And she's like, we can all only do the best that we can, Mom. That's it. We just have to do the best we can. Support the things that we want to. So we try to support small businesses, and we do our best to support corporations who, hold the values that we hold dear. So there. Meat hanging from the rafters, that's the best. Oh, I don't want to burn this. I'm squeezing tomatoes. Don't burn the food. See, you know
Time
what? You
flies
go
when you're
watch Mom
squeezing
with
the
dinner.
tomatoes, Dana.
Mom, dinner with Mom. Dinner with Mom, because she doesn't burn things, because she pays attention to what she's cooking. I don't. I get so invested in talking to you guys, I forget that I'm actually cooking. This is our last dish of the evening, guys. So.
That's right. Is it Darth that won the plushie?
Did we give him a plushie? I don't remember.
Maybe it's a different
Oh,
Gorilla.
maybe he won it? We've given some away on stream.
Or maybe he bought one. That could
Ah, maybe we'll do that in September for September. Is I'll get my daughter to let us give away another gorilla, another pink gorilla. It's cute. And if you like video gaming, it's the place to be. As a matter of fact, I didn't even tell you this, the Las Vegas store, they started asking if anybody wanted to trade in games because after being open for only a few days, like a third of their stock of games was gone. And they were fully stocked.
sounds like there was some pent-up demand there.
Yeah, definitely some demand. He might have one. I don't know. I've given a few to him. I did give one to Science daughter
At that
at
convention
TwitchCon.
last year?
Yeah. Because she's so adorable, and now they have two. It's awesome. All right. Leave it alone, Dana.
Yeah, don't be me. Over stirring. Good for what, polenta?
Huh?
What do you stir all the time? Risotto? Polenta?
Yes.
Both.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you have to stir polenta all the time, but risotto is the one that you want to because you want to agitate those starches and stuff in there to keep it from getting clumpy. He was like showing stuff and he showed you a pink gorilla. It probably is. All right. So we're going to transfer this once it's done, but I wanted to I can see that it's not rendered down quite as much as I want, and this is what I was finding in some of the places in Italy, is that the fat wasn't rendered enough for me. It's the best is when it's rendered down enough and you've got like the crispiness on the inside and you bite into it and then you kind of get that little burst of fat. Do you know what I'm talking
But
about?
not like overly chewy.
But not a chewy. I don't want it chewy.
The only chewy you want is Chewbacca.
I was going to say is the Wookiee. That is the only one. Gum. Gum is okay being chewy. Taffy. But I'm not a big taffy fan. I'm not a, yeah.
What about jawbreakers, Dana?
My problem with jawbreakers is I probably have ruined my teeth on them when I was a kid because I can't just sit there and not crunch them. So, all right. Now, if you have a ton of fat in the pan, you may want to pour it out and then measure back in about if you're doing a full recipe, a quarter of it, a quarter fat. There's not a lot in here. So I'm not going to worry about that part of it. I think it's okay. Okay, so we're going to get this out of here because it is, I think, cooked to perfection.
Evacuate the pork belly.
Evacuate the pork belly. I've been experimenting more with different cuts of meat. We had beef cheek that we made here on stream.
Which was so good.
Who knew? All
It
right.
was like melt in your mouth good. It was so good.
Hey Google, how many ounces is an eighth of a cup?
1 fluid ounce. On the website
Cool.
timesofindiatimes.com, they say, for liquid, 1/2 cup is 4 fluid ounces, 1/4 cup is 2 fluid ounces, and
Hey Google,
one
stop. I asked him one question. Why is it going on and on and on and on and on? All right, so we're going to add the wine. We're going to scrape up all of these yummy bits in the bottom, otherwise known as fond. For those of you who are about to make sure that I knew that, I do. And then we're going to, I've already crushed the tomatoes, and this is just the sauce that was inside the tomatoes. So we're going to go ahead and keep that. And maybe some of it. I may pour a little bit of it out. And then,
Kitchen's getting a little crazy, Dana. It's almost like you've made 4 things tonight.
it is. And using beverages, add them saucepan, red pepper flakes, which we're not adding, the guanciale, and we're going to stir it to combine and let it cook. And then we'll start making the pasta while that's cooking. All right, gonna get in here. Let's scrape all that fond off of the bottom. This is called deglazing the pan.
Makes for good Bloody Marys.
Ooh, yes. Nice. Could make some tomato water. All right. Now we're going to add our tomatoes in. You want to let the wine cook for a little bit. I may not have done it enough. We'll see what it tastes like when I'm done. It may have too strong of an alcohol flavor, if there's such a thing. And we're just going to kind of squish it. Now you may see some little pieces in here. This was packed with some basil, so that's what those little pieces in there are. And I'm going to go ahead and leave them. Okay, and then I'm going to turn this up because nothing is happening. I'll put the guanciale in there because it'll still cook down. Some of that fat will go in that nice sauce. Now you notice, this is not a gigantic pan of Prego or ragu or any of those things. What I usually do though is as I'm squishing things, I find the little tops of the tomatoes and I usually pull those out.
It is impressive, though, that the Prego company's got everyone on the payroll in Italy.
That they'll go, Prego. Prego. I'm like, I haven't said grazie yet. Wait, I want to say grazie mille before you say Prego. You put the food down and you said Prego. So I just don't want to have that little piece at the top that's hard in my sauce. Now, I will tell you that if I've got to make a sauce for anything, like when I make my chicken parm meatballs or just chicken parm, and I've got to make my own sauce, I'll use a whole can of this, squishing it down right as we go, put some anchovies in it. So good. Robbie says he doesn't like anchovies, but it's a lie. It's a lie, he does. Uh-oh. Our dog is deciding he does not know how to get inside. Woo. Hot. Hot. All right, this has got to come to a boil over here. I'm going to add a little more salt. What is in there?
I just had a terrifying thought, Dana. What if the dog can't get in occasionally because he turns into a vampire dog and he has to be invited in?
Oh, well, that could be a problem since you just let him in.
That's why he gets so
The
bitey.
vampire dog. All right. There is so much starch in here. It's like clumping together now.
Maybe that's
This is
why
not
I keep
optimal.
saying that it's my favorite. All the extra flavor.
All right. I've made a mess. It's fine.
It's starchy like the ocean, right? That's the same?
Starchy like the... No, that is not the same. I'm also going to put a little more water in there too. You can see how much starch is in that water. It's great. Great for building sauces from. So, threw it out. All right. So we've got that going, and we're going to start the pasta, and then we're just waiting. We're just waiting. Yeah, see, it looks like I was supposed to turn off the heat probably the first time around. So turn off the heat when you add the cheese. We're going to add a little of this in there.
What is that?
That's our pepperoncino olive oil. So it's a little spicy.
so like you.
It's like me. I'm a little spicy. And then I drop my towel and the whole mood is ruined. Hey Google, Google talks a lot. Yep. All right.
I'd love to talk to you. How's your day going?
My day's going good. How is your day going, Google?
Good evening. The time is 7:20 p.m.
Google, stop. Hey, Google, stop.
I'm going to just put some of this oil out. You can't see this. Well, maybe you can if I show you this. You can see there's little pepperoncinis on the inside there. Now, if you do see like an olive oil that's a garlic olive oil, you
Hey,
wanna make
King
sure.
of APOC, look at that check mark next to
Look
your
at
name.
that! Everybody say congratulations to King of APOC, who just became a partner just yesterday. Congratulations! Congratulations! Congratulations!
Your
All right,
first partnered stream tonight.
That's exciting. All right, we're gonna add a little pasta water in here.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting seeing that tweet of yours yesterday. Or not, yeah,
That
yesterday.
was super, super exciting. Yeah,
It's like, that's awesome.
it's well earned, well deserved. So,
That is no easy feat, that's for sure.
yep, we haven't even got it on our radar yet. One day when the two of us are not so busy, maybe we'll stream more often. So yeah, it was exciting today, guys. I talked to one of the managers of the creator clubs, and he asked just a lot of things. So he said he may want to talk to me again. So if you have anything that you questions or concerns or ideas or anything, feel free to pass them on to me or Kanara, and we'll make sure that we get some of that information into their hands. We're hopeful that this means that we are going to be one of the creator clubs announced this fall. That's what we're hoping.
I would say it's at least looking like there's a chance at the very least.
Finally, it looks like there's a chance.
But in the meantime, if anyone hasn't done the
User voice, or if you've
user
done it and you
voice.
want to add something to
right,
it.
if you didn't do a comment the first time around, the comments are really helpful.
They literally are reading every comment because he was talking about some of the comments that he read. So, if you comment on stuff, it is getting to the right people. So we appreciate everybody who's done it. I know, me too. I gave your name megabytes. So we'll see what comes of it. We'll see what comes of it. All right. We're letting all of those things, come on, water, boil.
Just finished
Boil
grocery
for
shopping.
me.
That means I get to go home and make dinner.
Woohoo! Hey, Robbie, I have bread for you. I even bought bread for you. I'm gonna use the fettuccine again just because the bucatini takes longer to cook. And everybody probably wants to go home. Let's see here.
Everybody says me.
I'm gonna use the rest of this thing. I didn't make any gluten-free pasta tonight. It just seems
She
like more
does
work.
Love me.
You get to go home and make dinner. I did. I gave a bunch of names. Yours was one of them. I was talking about all different kinds of streamers, and he's like, give me their names again. So if you get something in your inbox from Twitch that says, hey, we want to have a meeting with you, make sure you sign up for it, okay? So they're asking us for different people's names. They want to collect all the information. I don't know if you've noticed this, but I talk a lot. And at some point I was like, is this too much information? He's like, nope, I want the more information, the better. I said, okay. So I think it's important that everybody, whether they're big streamers, small streamers, just starting streamers, streamers who are doing different things, some that mix video gaming or crafting in with their food and drink, that everybody gets a chance to say stuff, right? They do. They match my apron today. So, yeah, dinner with mom. If you see something, you also make sure that you answer that. So, as I was saying, I'm going to be doing World of Warcraft tomorrow, starting about probably somewhere between 2 and 3 Central Time. Kanara usually goes on at noon, but I know sometimes she doesn't start playing the game right away.
It's about noon Kanara's time, though, right?
Right, noon Kanara's time.
Yeah.
So, which is 2 my time. So I will jump in when she's getting ready to start playing World of Warcraft. And as I've said, I've never played it before. So I have my character. Robbie helped me with my character.
And I'll be working, so there's only so much I'll be able to do.
So I will be hopeful. I told Kanara I would do it, but only if I was going to be princess for the day and everybody was going to help me. And so you get a chance to see what it's like, a mom who does not game in role-playing type games at all, how that looks. And then on Sunday, guys, Kanara and I will be collab streaming, and I know she's been cooking for her World of Warcraft book, which she completely stole from me because I have the World of Warcraft cookbook first. She said, ooh, what is it? And then she went and got it, and she made her whole stream schedule around it. So we'll be doing something from that as well. I can only do my best. Hello, Chef Mika. How are you? Welcome in. We're glad that you are here. Work lurk. I get that. I can't lurk while I'm working because I'm a therapist.
Yeah, your clients frown on that.
My clients frown on that, but Robbie will often have 2 or 3 people on at a time during the workday. So he lurks for us both.
I even won
when
a
it comes
knife
to that.
yesterday. Was that just yesterday?
When you were what?
I won a knife in Johnson's channel.
You did, you want a
during
knife,
work
but you haven't
hours.
shown me a picture yet, so I don't know what it is. I totally understand. I love lurkers as much as I love people who are chatting. There is no need for an apology. The superior Meg is here. Exactly. I'm just trying to keep my sauce hydrated. It's still on the heat, but we're just adding pasta water to it every once in a while to make sure that it doesn't get too dried out and start burning. How long ago? I didn't even pay attention to when I put that pasta in. Let me rinse these off real quick. So I have tongs again. All right, let's see where we are. Nope, nowhere near it. I can tell. I think we're gonna have enough pasta for 2 dishes here again. My dishes are still sitting over there because I've been cooking and not eating like Robbie.
Well, the question now is, do I finish a 4th bowl of pasta or take it easy?
I guess it'll depend on how much you like it, huh?
That's true. I didn't think I was going to finish the 3rd bowl, and then it was delicious, and I finished it.
All right, so there's our pepperoncini oil on that. I could take the little peppers out and make them really pretty here. I don't know if I can. Let's see. Do I have something I can Do I have a teeny tiny little spoon that'll fit in there? No, that won't fit. Let's see, your
She goes
mother
through
got me
every
something.
drawer in the
Aha!
kitchen.
Your mother got me these little spoons for jars to get the little things out of jars.
Or tweezers.
Tweezers would be probably smarter.
Because then you could actually grab it.
I grabbed it with my finger. So that is what a pepperoncini looks like, guys. I'll show
What?
you one and again.
Oh, is it on the counter?
It is. I'm going to show you in a second. Hang on. I just want to get a second one out. Don't make me get the tweezers out. By the way, it helps to talk to your food that way. Just FYI. Okay. That is a pepperoncini. Did it, Danny? Very spicy. My sauce keeps starting to dry out over here, but I want it to stay hot.
So it has to stay hot and hydrated?
Hot and hydrated, exactly.
Or is,
But tweezers would have been an excellent idea, DeSoto, if only you had told me that and I had looked at the screen before I had attempted all the other things.
or as Chef John would say, you have to keep your sauce moist?
You have to keep your sauce moist. Make sure you tell him that and tell him I sent you.
He'll appreciate it.
I actually have a t-shirt that I wore when I collabed with him a couple of times ago, and it says moist because at least one of your friends hates this word. He loved it. He thought it was the best thing in the world. No matter that he called me names and yelled at me and told me I was a terrible person. He loves me.
It's all right. Everybody else loved it.
All right, I'm going to taste this, see where we are. That is good. That is
Dinner with
so
Mom
good.
coming in with a moist.
Moist. You know, you tell people you don't like something, you know they're going to do it here on Twitch.
You mean like how people tease me about the ranch dressing?
Yep.
Yeah. I can confirm that that's how that works.
All right, let's see where we are. No, we got 3 or 4 more minutes on that. Okay, so what are some of the lessons we've learned? Number 1, look for the pasta. If what you can afford is the inexpensive pasta, that's fine. If you really want to level up your pasta game, buy bronze die cut pasta. So it might say bronze die. It might say bronze. What did this one say? This one said bronze. This one said bronze drawn texture, which is better than Teflon. And look for slow dried. Slow dried pasta is a better quality pasta as well. Pecorino means sheep cheese. Pecorino Romano is the cheese that they use in Roman dishes. They don't use Parmigiana as often. Parmigiano Reggiano is used in more dishes that are up north. We are building super easy. It is the quality of the ingredients in most of the Italian food and not 8 million ingredients. And I want you to notice, how much garlic did you see me use today?
None.
None.
No wonder the vampire dog was able to get in here.
Because in Italy, garlic is not used the same way we use it in American Italian food. So there you go. You're divided on both. Exactly. Well, and you know, coriander, cilantro. So like here in the States, cilantro is the fresh plant. Coriander is the seed. And we always have to remember when we're looking at recipes that are from Europe or India or other places, with coriander, they may actually mean what we call cilantro. I don't know if it's polarizing as much as it is, regional. I don't know. All right. Keep this sauce moist.
Just tell that John's ears are burning.
Am I on or? Okay. I am hoping that somebody actually went over and told him. I said you should tell John his sauces
Well,
are
it sounds like
moist.
at least a couple people did earlier.
Because that's the fun of streaming on the same streaming service is you can make fun of each other even while you're both streaming independently. You can send your community over to, but in a fun, loving, we love you kind of way.
So it's not that, John was on Food Fight and won a trophy, and it's like, you didn't know the cost that was going to come along with that.
Okay, I think we're ready here. I think I can finally turn that off.
Megabyte says, doing it now.
All right, let's get our pasta in this sauce. I used the rest of the pasta in here. I think it probably was about an ounce or two light from the amount of sauce that we made. But that's okay. That is okay. Whoop. Now, if you follow Dinner with Mom actually makes dinner, which is great. I sometimes make dinner, but then I do goofball things like this today. All right, I'm going to turn this up some because now I want that sauce to emulsify. I want it to get a little thicker. And make sure the water and the oil and all that stuff is nice and emulsified in there. And our pasta needs to finish cooking. So we're gonna keep it on the heat for a couple of minutes. And when I start to see that pasta or the sauce sticking to the pasta more, then we'll get it off of the heat and throw the cheese in there. So that's the lesson I learned tonight, guys. The lesson I learned tonight was before I add the cheese, take it off the heat. Since our first dish, since our Cacio E Pepe, it still tasted delicious, right, Robbie? But our cheese clumped up, which is no bueno. We don't want that to happen. All right, maybe I put a little too much pasta water in here. It's fine. It's all gonna cook down. Almost there, Robbie. I've been doing 3-hour streams lately. Have you noticed that?
I have noticed that.
Usually they're 2 to 2.5 hours.
I appreciate you waiting until I got a new job to do longer streams. That's very, very kind of you, madam.
You're welcome. Anytime. Anytime. All right. So that sauce is going to reduce down some with that pasta. You should always be adding your pasta to your sauce. Hopefully he's still on when we're done here and we can go right in there.
Tell you what, Megabytes, just for that, I'll get you another shout out here.
Another shout out. While this is finishing, do we want to do one more giveaway? Are you guys ready for one more giveaway? I have here, I gave away a spoon earlier this week that was made in Bellagio at a little place that's been there forever. And this is an ornament, so it's a little early in the year, but it's a little Christmas ornament made by the same place. So made just a tiny little wood ornament that they hand make there and have been there like, what did she say, like a couple hundred years or something they've been doing that in Bellagio? Mm-hmm. So I've got that. Do we want to do a Christmas ornament? Let's do it. because I still have two or three more things to give away to you guys. So Robbie's gonna set that up. Dinner with Mom won the last thing. She can still win again if she wants to. All right, now I think this sauce is much closer to the texture I want it to be. Now that I've made a giant mess. And we are going to add our Parmesan Reggiano in here. We're gonna add half of it first. That'll help thicken up the sauce too. But I'm just letting the heat from the sauce melt it. It's not on the burner anymore. And I took it completely off just because these are cast iron grates here, so they're gonna hold heat for a long time. All right. Exclamation point gift. Exclamation point gift. Give you guys a couple of minutes. You're still here. Type that in. You're international. Do it. I will. So far, I have sent stuff everywhere.
So far, you have sent stuff everywhere?
So far, I haven't had to say no to sending somebody something when I've gone to the post office. So, can we see how glossy this sauce is and how beautiful it is? I'm gonna put a little more of that in there. I'm gonna save the rest to put on top. So the pasta and the sauce are melting that cheese. Exclamation point gift. Oh, odds are pretty good right now if you get in. Whew. It is warm over here, Robbie. I've had these burners going.
Imagine if we had the ovens on too.
Then it'd be really warm in here. All right, let's get these on a plate. It helps if you make the noises. Like that. See, it looks a little different than Mom's ragu, doesn't it?
Smells good.
It's not like a heavy tomato sauce, right? It's a light tomato sauce with chunks of tomato. I'll put a little bit over here. Exclamation point gift! It's looking really good for you guys, Luminology and Megabytes. Right now. All right. And okay. I'm gonna get a little bit of this sauce and put a little sauce on the top. Just to top off that. The dog is outside barking like a madman.
No, I think it's fine that, for those people that are here towards the end of the stream that...
Nope. I am. You're here. You get you.
It's an extra incentive for
staying around.
Sticking around.
Yeah. We'll give everybody just a few more minutes. We'll see what happens.
Or even if you just got here, thanks for
for jumping in late. Yeah, and then we'll have like a little pepperoncini on the top of it. All right, you ready, Robbie?
And really, Dana just likes giving stuff away, too.
I do. I like giving stuff away. I like it. I still have a bunch of stuff on my table to send, and I was going to applause. You're starving, so yeah. I might give Robbie away. Probably not, but I mean, I
Never
put him
say
in the
never.
doghouse. So.
Never say never, that's for sure. Some more pictures?
Yes.
Do you have a preferred one that I'm supposed to be?
Maybe this one.
Photographer coming through.
Do you like it? Thank you, Dinner with Mom. Your dishes always look so good. I've made a mess. It's a mess. Where did our forks go? Well, I know where mine is. I've got like a fork in every plate over here. All right. The first time I had this was when I was in Italy 2 years ago. I didn't even know it was a thing. And then I was there and I'm like, what is this? And then I did some research and I was like, oh, it's one of them other sauces. So good. So good. And you want more spice?
No.
No? You want more spice? You can do this. You can even put it on the side like this. And then take your pasta.
It's almost weird tasting a tomato sauce after all the other
After all the other ones. Yeah, it is kind of, isn't it? But this
So
is...
good.
But this is truer to the pasta dish. I mean, the other ones were truer to the pasta dishes we had, right? When we were in Liguria, I don't know that there was a tomato sauce on any pasta. It was almost all pesto. Thank you so much. Exclamation point gift. You got about 60 seconds. Put exclamation gift if you want to win. It's come all the way from Bellagio, Italy, guys. Handmade in Bellagio, Italy. And you can do whatever you want with it. Put it on your Christmas tree or not. It's up to you. I love Cheesy 5000. Woo! It's a good thing I don't have to work tomorrow. I do have to play World of Warcraft. I don't know what we're making on Sunday, but it will be out of the World of Warcraft cookbook, and it will be a collab with Kanara. So I'm not sure about the time. We may be on earlier on Sunday because we're doing it with Kanara.
That's true.
We're usually on at 5. She's usually on a little earlier than that. So, a few more people. Exclamation point gift. I'll show it again. Robbie's just over here chowing down like I haven't fed him yet. It's really pretty.
It's only my 4th plate of food tonight, guys.
They had such cute little things there. I wanted to buy so many things and Robbie had to stop me. He's like, don't you think you have enough?
Let's be real. There's no stopping Dana.
So there we go, exclamation point gift. All right, I think the 60 seconds is up, Robbie. If you would like to go roll for that, and then we will go find somebody to raid. And John, I'm assuming John's on, huh?
There we go.
You ate it all. It's like I haven't fed him. Okay, good, he's on. We're gonna go see him. But first we gotta see who wins the gift.
Winner?
Who's gonna be the winner of the ornament? And I hope I remember, I haven't been writing everything down. So.
Oh, Suki got in there.
Suki got in!
All right,
Perfect.
let's see. And, oh, that's the wrong button. And,
And the winner is Cheesy 5000, who got in at the last minute, right behind Suki. So there you guys go. Cheesy 5000, you need to message me. You can either whisper it to me or you can get in Discord and message me your contact info. And it's not Dana's Kitchen in Discord, it is Kitchen Mom. So you'll find Dana's Kitchen, but then you want to find a message kitchen mom because of things. Operator error, being old, not understanding Discord, losing passwords.
Or a whisper in Twitch is fine as well.
A whisper in church. Yes, exactly. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, I am so glad, guys. Megabytes. No! Luminology, thank you so much for being here and being a part of this. And thank you, everybody. Thank you, guys, all. We're going to go see John. And whatever you do, definitely don't say the word moist because he hates it. I don't have anything in my eye. Anyways, you're late, big ball of yarn. We're just about to raid out, but Meg's collection is broken. Aw. So let's go say hi to John, and I want to say thank you guys so much for being here tonight and enjoying the 4 sauces. So Cacio E Pepe, pasta alla Gricia, carbonara, and pasta alla amatriciana.
Well,
So
feel free, Luminology. That is fine.
moist trade. We love it. It's all fine. It's all good. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great weekend. We'll be on, like I said, tomorrow. I will be doing World of Warcraft with Kanara, probably around 2 o'clock Central Time. And I am a newbie to it, so I know nothing about World of Warcraft except my character is a druid. That's it. That's all I know. And then on Sunday, we will be cooking from the World of Warcraft cookbook with Kanara in a collab stream. So hopefully we'll see you guys there, and have a great weekend. Good night.